Americans are watching the political drama on Capitol Hill over the payroll tax cut and jobless benefits. The House rejected a 2-month extension of the payroll tax cut, passed by the Senate, then both chambers adjourned for the holidays. If lawmakers don't act by January 1st, though, payroll taxes will jump almost $20 a week or $1,000 a year for a worker earning $50,000. Also, millions of people now receiving long-term jobless benefits, at least 6 months, will start losing those benefits, and for many of them, it's their only support. And doctors will see their fees for treating Medicare patients cut 27%.
Well, Representative Brian Bilbray is here to talk about the payroll tax cut and the huge debate in Congress that's happening right now over this extension.
And so what's happening is, I know that everyone is home for the holidays and everyone is looking at this at face value, but you voted to reject the short-term measure. And why was that? You wanted the long-term.
Well, what we did is we actually voted to say, look, we've got our proposal, which is a 1-year extension. We voted to appoint a conferees. The way the system, remember, this Schoolhouse Rock or whatever it was, where the bill goes to the Senate, goes to the House, and then there's a conference, and then you vote on that. What we really see is that we agree with the president. It should be for a year, and that Congress should come back. And I guess the real vote was, did we vote with the Let's Go Home caucus, which the Senate did? Everybody knows a 2-month is a disaster, as the president pointed out. Or do we say, look, wait a minute, most of America is going back to work next week. We'll go to Christmas and come back and do our work and get it done before the 1st. And why wouldn't we do that? There are men and women around the world right now serving their country that are not going to be home for Christmas or New Year's. And why does the Senate think that members of Congress should be able to basically pack up and not show up for another month while this thing's still pending?
So you do plan to go back to work after the Christmas holiday?
Absolutely.
And if you don't reach an agreement by the deadline, what does this specifically mean for San Diegans?
Well, first of all, to clarify, we did not adjourn. The conferees are there. We're on call for 24 hours to come back.
Okay.
So the whole thing that the House of Representatives did is said, you can go right now, but within 24 hours, get ready to come right back. And so that's why we came back now. So I assume I'm planning on going back on the 27th or the 28th.
Okay. But again, what does this mean for San Diegans if you cannot reach a compromise?
Well, what it means is that basically what will happen is that the extensions aren't going to go forward. And the fact is that what most people were saying, and most businesses are saying, is saying an extension for 2 months when everybody's on a quarterly system is an absolute disaster. That whole Senate bill was not designed to address the problems of the United States people. It was to address a vacation plan that the senators have taken. And frankly, you got to waive those. I mean, a lot of us want to go out and want to have an item to break away for a while. But between Christmas and New Year's, we're not going to do staff work. We're not going to do town hall meetings. People aren't going to be in their districts working. They're going to be off on vacation. This is one time that we ought to be saying, no, we're not. And this is the one time the president finally stood up and did something that other presidents haven't said. If you guys don't get this done and get it done right with a year's extension, I'm going to call you back and invoke the constitutional right of forcing the Senate to come back on the floor. And that's the one thing we've never heard a president say before. So we've got an opportunity to finally stop this game that you've seen in Washington where they keep putting off decisions. The president said, I want a year, and I want it before the end of the year.
Because the bottom line is, people are saying, okay, you want a long-term solution here, but they're getting pretty nervous now that they're thinking that their benefits might be cut off on January 1st, because for many of them, that's the only income that they have.
Well, there's not only that. It's the doctors being repaid and a lot of that other things. But the problem is, what the Senate said is, oh, we'll keep you on until the end of the vacation, but you don't know what you're going to do, and they're going to be out of session during most of this 2 months. So what's the logic? I'm sorry, I'm a father of 5. I'm a grandfather of 7. You tell the kids, you do your work first, and then you go play. And what I was really inspired with is the president saying clearly, I'm going to do something the president has never done. I'm going to call you back into session if you guys don't get this done. And I think that was the inspiration of siding with the president against the Let's Go Home caucus, because Republicans and Democrats in the Senate said, forget about this. We want to go home. Let's just play this game for 2 months, and we'll worry about it after our vacation. And the president and the House of Representatives said no. So I think this is a real chance to see a bipartisan kind of effort at saying, The American people are tired of us putting off these tough decisions and not doing them first before we go off on vacations. This is a chance to kind of force it. And maybe it's a great way for the president to do something that maybe other presidents should have done. You guys aren't going to go home until you get it done.
Well, we're flat out of time. It's no secret that the eyes of the American public are certainly on you guys right now, so hopefully a deal can be reached. And will you come back here and talk about this with us?
Oh, yeah, it's very fluid right now.
And ladies, Merry Christmas. Hope your families have a great Christmas.
And yours as well.
You too, with all the grandchildren, too. All right.
Brian Bilbray, thanks.